This is LifeSite News, the propaganda arm for this new parallel church that is not Catholic. What you're about to see shows you that LifeSite News is not a Catholic website. It is the media arm, the propaganda arm of a new parallel church that is a schismatic church that is not in communion with the Catholic Church. By their own admission, Vigano is saying, by his own admission, yeah, I'm not in communion with that church. I'm not in communion with Pope Francis's church. Okay, so in other words, for everybody who knows that Francis is the Pope and that's where the Catholic Church is, he's admitting he's not part of the Catholic Church. So both Pope Francis agree he's not part of the Catholic Church because he's been excommunicated. And Vigano agrees he's not part of this Catholic Church. He believes he's part of his own Catholic Church, but he's not part of this one. So we're all in agreement. This is a parallel church. There's something completely different. So LifeSite News that has been promoting this has been laying a lot of the groundwork for the parallel church. Watch this. This was posted December 8th, 2023, but it wasn't the first time they posted something promoting Vigano's parallel church. Archbishop Vigano announces house of formation to train priests who will resist errors of Vatican II. So in other words, Vigano has a schismatic seminary who trains priests. He then he validly but illicitly ordains them. So they become valid priests, but illicitly ordained, and therefore they can't exercise any ministry in the church. He takes those priests and he sends them into the territory of Catholic bishops and sends them into their diocese. That's called a parallel church. We've had many of those in the last 2,000 years. Eastern Orthodoxy is one of them, Oriental Orthodoxy another. It's a parallel church. Old Catholics, Assyrian Church of the East, parallel church. Vigano has created a new one, sends those priests into the territories of validly ordained and legitimate successors of the apostles who are legitimately exercising authority, sends priests into their territory to celebrate Mass without the permission of the local bishop or the Pope. Again, that's called a parallel church. That's a schism. That's a completely separate church that is separated from the one true Catholic Church. LifeSite News has been preparing for this and has been laying the groundwork and helping people come on board with this. This isn't the first time, again, that they said it. It is just one example where I pull it up from back in December. The new seminary, under his supervision, it says, while insisting that good and holy priests are needed who are not subject to the blackmail of having to accept the errors of Vatican II and the deviations of Pope Francis in order to exercise their ministry. And again, LifeSite News is promoting this. So it tells you they are the media arm, a propaganda arm of a false church, a parallel church. It's not a Catholic website. When they say, I stand with Vigano now after he's excommunicated, that should tell you these are not Catholics. These are people who stand with an excommunicated man setting up a parallel church, undermining the one true church of Christ. And you think that I'm just making this up? Nope. I did a whole video showing this before, back when it happened. This article was mentioned in April, but I think it was a few days prior to this article that I did a show. I'll have to go back and look at it. But here's where Bishop Powers, a Catholic bishop, in February, Bishop Powers warned his diocese of an establishment called the Hermitage of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in Cumberland, Wisconsin, noting the very questionable canonical status of Brian Wallman and Rebecca Siegler, the two individuals reportedly running the institution. Powers said that neither had provided proper documents establishing their canonical status. In his letter on Friday, Powers asked for clarification from Vigano about his alleged role in ordaining and sending Wallman to the superior diocese. Without proof of a valid ordination to the priesthood, Brian Wallman is putting the spiritual lives of some people, of my people, in danger, Powers wrote. So you have bishops in the Catholic Church who are saying, there's these new priests showing up in my territory. And they're claiming to be ordained by Vigano. And they're claiming to be sent here by Vigano. And they have no authority in the church today. I didn't ordain them, and I'm not allowing them to be here, but they're here and they're celebrating sacraments. And so he's asking Vigano, what's going on, Vigano? Are you ordaining priests and sending priests to my territory? Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Been warning about this for a while now, been sounding the alarm. Unfortunately, Bishop Powers didn't see that, because I've been mentioning for a while, hey, be aware, bishops are going to start to have priests showing up in their diocese who exercise zero authority today. And here's one of those bishops. And he's like, what's going on? Being blindsided by this. Well, guess what? That's about to happen to a whole bunch of other bishops. A ton of other bishops. Unfortunately, some of them have been asleep at the wheel and haven't been shutting this stuff down by speaking out against it. So what's happening is a lot of other people are coming on board with Vigano's new church and parallel church. They're getting ordained, and they're going to come into the territory of other bishops who are validly ordained and validly exercise authority in the church today. And they're going to wreak havoc, and they're going to steal the sheep from their own flock. So bishops out there who have been silent about this issue are probably about to have some of their sheep stolen. It's happening right now. And you're probably about to see it grow more and more and more, because I'm seeing a lot of support for Vigano growing more and more and more. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see the full video, go to the link in the description. And also, while you're at it, hit the subscribe button. God bless. For years, I've tirelessly defended the Catholic magisterium, despite pushback from numerous people slandering this ministry, misrepresenting it, and calling for its cancellation. Our situation today is very similar to the days of St. Maximus the Confessor, who was constantly pressured to deviate from the teachings of Rome and embrace the heresies that many other bishops were promoting. He was exiled, ridiculed, slandered, but he stood fast despite this persecution, which also included the imperial court of Constantinople cutting off his arm and ripping out his tongue so that he could no longer write the truth and speak the truth. It can be costly to speak the truth and defend the papacy in an age that is so hostile towards it, just like during the days of St. Maximus. But this is what we are called to do. This is the faith and tradition of our forefathers. I plead for all Catholics to stand up for our church and defend it. And consider supporting this channel that has been vindicated by Rome's decisions time after time again. You can do that by subscribing and supporting this ministry at patreon.com/Reason and Theology or reasonandtheology.locals.com. There's also a PayPal and a GoFundMe link in the description of this video. God bless.